What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph! I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph! You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Phish. Yes, indeed. How about that? Phish making their debut on the channel. This comes as a request from Mass Attack 27, and this is actually one of Mass Attack 27's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Mass Attack. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Mass Attack wanted to see me react to this song by Phish called Meatstick. Now, have I heard of this song before? I don't believe I have. I don't think so. I've heard of Phish. I've heard of them. I never got into them. I don't know why. I had a lot of friends that were into them, and they're like, you should check them out. And I was so, head up my butt about prog rock, and jazz, I just didn't want to hear it. So I never got into them. I never really gave them a chance. So here we are. Now I have to give them a chance. I don't have a choice. I'm doing it for the channel. So, but to the best of my knowledge, I have not heard this song before, no. However, like I said, I had friends that did listen to Phish. So, there's a possibility I may have heard the song and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I go, oh, wait, this is that song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Phish, okay, and the video has 344,204 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Phish. 73014 Meatstick. I have no idea what that, a date, maybe July 30th, 2014. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I honestly could not tell you. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. 10 minutes and 7 seconds. You guys know how I feel about long videos. I mean, I'll do them, don't get me wrong, but I'm always going to be tougher on longer videos, and the longer the video is, the tougher I'm going to be, so I better be entertained. This had better entertain me, otherwise it's going to get hammered. I guess we'll find out. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Trapped here as my senses flee. I can't recall which things I need. You show up late and stumbling. Not sure if you are still correct. My captive gaze inside your eyes. The thing I tried to hide, attempting to record this view. Reflections drive me out of you. brain. Time for the meat stick, bury the meat stick, take out the meat stick. Time. Oh, shocks my brain. Oh, shocks my brain. But long before this scene concludes.
Am I the only one, or am I getting like Grateful Dead vibes here? Am I it? Am I the only person who's getting kind of a Grateful Dead feel from these guys? Very laid back, very casual, yet complex playing. The chordal structure in this song is ridiculously simple. But they're making it more complex through the use of accents, especially offbeat accents, a lot of upbeats and offbeats, but always coming back to the downbeat to always reestablish one, which is really good. In particular in the bass player, man, his technique, his popping and slapping technique, he is stiff. I mean, oh man, his right hand is rigid, and I don't understand why. I mean, I couldn't imagine popping and slapping like that. It just, his thumb is, it's like this the whole time. Like, dude, relax, man, relax. Just, let your thumb do the work. Don't, pat. You're going to hurt yourself, man. Seriously. Just, thumb. Use the thumb. Use the fingers. Relax. But boy, he is stiff. But here's the thing. Stiff as it is, it's working for him. I couldn't play like that. I couldn't. I could not pop and slap like that. It's just, I would be off. I would be late. I would drag. I can tell you right now, I would be dragging. Because I would be fighting against myself to hit that string on time. But that's how he does it. It looks weird. To me, it looks really weird. But he's making it work. So I can't knock him for it. My only complaint right now... you know what? I'll get to it later. Let's keep going for right now.
Oh, shocks my brain. Oh, shocks my brain. But long before this scene concludes, the end I'm seeking still eludes. My every effort to apply, my will to movement's passing by. But every time we say goodbye, I can't identify, reveals to me the hidden door.
Nice use on the synth. Wow, all four on vocals.
Shocks my brain. Oh, shocks my brain. Time for the meat stick, bury the meat stick, take out the meat stick. Time. Oh, shocks my brain. Oh, shocks my brain.
Okay, I'm gonna get to I have to talk about it now. I don't have a choice. Okay, so all four. Okay, first of all, the fact that there's only 4 guys on stage, it sounds like there's more. It sounds like there's like 5 or 6. So 4 guys doing all of that and making it sound as full as it's sounding, that's pretty amazing. Good job, guys. All 4 of them are doing vocals, and I give them all the credit in the world for doing it. I give them all the credit in the world for everybody being on a mic and singing in harmony, and that's fantastic. I will say this, though, and I'm just being honest here. The beginning of each phrase is a little off. The oh, that part, the oh, that's a little off. A tiny bit off. But here's the thing. Once they get out of it and they get into the next part, they all come together. So it's like the first part, they're trying to find it, and then they find it. And then they try to find it, and then they find it. And then they try to find it, and then they find it. It's consistently a little bit off at the very beginning of each phrase. But it very quick, it doesn't take them long either. It takes them like 2 beats. It takes them like 2 beats to be able to get in the key and have the vocal chord. And it sounds great when it does come together. The more vocalizations you have, the more people you have singing, the more opportunity there is for the chord to be out. Because more people equals more opportunity for one person. You know, if there's 2 people, it's a 50-50 chance. You get 3 people, it's a 33 1/3 chance. You get 4 people, it's a 25% chance that everybody's going to be in tune the whole way through. You know, so the more layers you add, the more components you add, the more chance there is that something's going to be out. So I applaud them for doing 4-part harmonies. I do. I'm really impressed that they're doing it. And I'm really impressed that they're doing it as well as they are in a live setting. They are a little bit off at the beginning of each phrase, but it sounds good overall. So, and like I said, it takes them maybe a beat or 2, and then they find it. They lock in. So, it's good. It's really good. Let's keep going here.
Take out the meatstick time. Oh, shots for brain. Oh, shots for brain.
Now we're in again. See what I mean? I like that pattern. The pattern's catchy. The pattern in the guitar solo. Da 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 down. That's catchy. That is really catchy. That's gonna be stuck in my head. I don't get guitar solos stuck in my head very often, but that's gonna stick. I have a feeling. There's that riff again. how a bass player switched to a pick. Interesting. Back to popping and slapping. I never got into the Grateful Dead. I never really listened to them, but I heard stories, and I know I've heard a couple songs from them, but I heard stories about their live shows and how they would like take a song that's normally, 3.5 to 4 minutes, and they would turn it into like a 20-minute long jam session, just extending and vamping and, just everybody gets a 4-minute long solo, and it's like, oh my God, I would go nuts. But I see the appeal. I do see the appeal of doing stuff like that. You're giving the crowd what they want. You're giving the crowd the experience that they expected to get. And I get the feeling that these guys kind of follow in that vein of, we're going to take a song that's normally 3.5, 4.5 minutes long, and we're going to extend it out to 10 minutes long with extended solos. It's because that's what the crowd wants. And I know it's what the crowd wants because I'm looking at the crowd, and the crowd is, they're all into it. They're all enjoying themselves. Now, is what the soloist doing all that impressive? No, but the end goal is being achieved, though. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what they're doing isn't super impressive. What they're doing isn't blowing my mind. But at the same time, it is giving the crowd what they want, which is one of my biggest things when it comes to live performance. You always want to give the crowd what they want. And it is, to some extent, probably what their whole existence of being a band is all about. So, gotta give them credit for that. Personally, I think it's a little repetitive, but, whatever. Anyway, let's keep going here. We got another minute. We'll finish this up. crowd's having a good time. Give the signal to wrap it up if I want to know. Oh, it didn't actually end. The video just faded, so there was no actual ending. So they may have gone on for another 10 minutes for all we know. Ooh, that's brutal. I wish I could have heard the ending. I would love to know. I would love to know who gave the signal to end it and how they ended it. Oh well, I gotta go with what I had. All right. It was good. I mean, it was good. We'll talk about it in the review. Well, there you go, folks. That was Phish with Meatstick. This was a request from Mass Attack 27, and this was one of Mass Attack 27's 3 prioritized requests for the month of September for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Mass Attack. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that a 7.4. Yep, 7.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
This wasn't bad. This was not bad at all. I've heard about Phish. I've heard that Phish was kind of out there. I heard that Phish was kind of one of these, what my friends used to call trippy bands, where, you know, the only way you could really get into them was, you know, through assisted listening through chemicals. That's what it was. Yeah, assisted listening through chemicals. I could see that. I could see the appeal of that for certain people, you know, doing that. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. I'm not judging. Me personally, I would never do that. Never have, never will. But I could see the comparison. And like I said, I haven't heard anybody actually make this comparison. But I could see a comparison between Phish and the Grateful Dead. Now, I've never seen the Grateful Dead live. I never have. I've heard tales, I've heard stories of their live shows and how they would literally take a song that's less than 5 minutes and turn it into a 20-minute jam session. A lot of improv. And I applaud that. I got no issue with that as long as that is what the crowd wants, the crowd expects, and the band is willing to deliver. As long as all 3 things happen, then everybody's going to have a good time. Now, someone like me personally, if I went to a show like this, not knowing what they're about, not expecting that to happen, and it happens, I don't know how cool I would be about it. I would probably be kind of looking around at everybody going, is this really what you guys came here for? I mean, is this the norm? Is this what normally happens at these shows? You know, I would feel very out of place, and I would not feel comfortable. And to be perfectly honest, I probably wouldn't enjoy the show very much because it's so repetitive as far as the structure goes. Now, like I said, if you go into the experience ready for it, expecting it, and it happens, that's another story entirely. You went into it knowing what was going to happen. You went into it expecting it to happen, hoping for it to happen, and then it actually happens, and they deliver on the expectation, and they deliver on what you wanted. So that's a whole nother story. Would I ever go to see these guys live? I'll be honest with you, probably not, because I probably would get bored out of my mind. Not because of their poor play, and they didn't play poorly. Trust me, they wouldn't be getting a 7.4 if they were playing poorly. Okay, no, I would just get really bored really quickly if, you know, taking a song that's supposed to be, you know, 3.5, 4 minutes long, and they turn it into a 20-minute long jam session. I would have nightmares. I would have nightmare flashbacks of days when I would, you know, play in clubs, you know, jazz clubs, and we would literally take the big fake book. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, the real book, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? That great big huge 500-page book that's got like 400 songs in it or 350 songs in it, and we literally take that one song that's literally a page. It's like 2 pages, like 1 and 1, right? And you take that and you vamp it. You play the first, you know, 16 to 24 measures, and then you hit the next part. You hit the next 16 to 24 measures, and there's a repeat sign, and it says vamp. For how long? Until the leader of the band gives the signal to move on. But until then, we're vamping. We're vamping. And I kid you not, we would sit there and vamp for 12, 15, 20 minutes, and oh my God, let's end this song and move on to the next. But I would have nightmares. Okay, let's talk about the song itself. The song itself was well done. It's simple, man. It is a simple song from a chordal structure standpoint. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than this. It's like 1 7 1 7 1 7. That's really all it did. But what they did within that is impressive. A lot of great usage of subdividing, accenting the subdivisions. A lot of upbeat and offbeat accenting from the guitar and bass and keyboard too. The drumming was rock solid. That drummer, man, kudos to him. Good Lord. Solid drumming. Nothing too fancy. There were a couple places where he would get into syncopation with everybody else, and you know, he would do some offbeat fill with them. But I mean, for the most part, it was steady, set a watch to it drum pattern, and nothing wrong with that. Bass player. I already talked about his technique for the popping and slapping. I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he plays like that. When I pop and slap, I'm a lot more relaxed. I let my thumb muscle do most of the work when it comes to my thumb. I don't like to do this. That hurts. That hurts the wrist. But you know, you're supposed to use your thumb muscle and use your thumb to do most of it. But he is hammering on those with those strikes. The popping. He's got it. I mean, the popping technique is good. He's very stiff. It'd be nice if you just kind of relax. You don't need 4 fingers to pop one string. You know, you don't. You could pop a string with 1 finger. So why he's using all 4 on 1 string, I don't know. I don't understand that at all. But you know, it's his style. Look, everybody's playing style is different. Everybody's playing style is unique to themselves. Nobody has a universal playing style. So everyone's a little different. You look at like Bootsy Collins, man. Man, he puts his whole arm into the popping and slapping, and I'm just like, yo, you're crazy, Bootsy. But he does, and he makes it work, and he's dead accurate. You know, I've seen guys use proper technique who can't pop and slap to save their lives. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just unusual. Making the transition in the breakdown to a pick. To get a little different sound on the attack of the string. That was cool. And then the pick very quickly disappearing back into his hand so he could go back into pop and slap again. That was cool. Keyboard player had his back to the crowd the whole time. Now, normally I'm not a fan of that. I'm usually very put off by musicians turning their back to the crowd. But the way he has his keyboard set up, he really didn't have much of a choice. I would say maybe think about, you know, reevaluating how you have your keyboard set up. He's got 4 keyboards in a square, and he's like right in the middle of it. Maybe stack them, you know, put them in a V like this, have you be in the middle, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. So you're doing this. You know, maybe that might make life a little bit easier for you, but so you can face the crowd. But I mean, I was looking at everything the guy has. I mean, he is literally surrounded by instrumentation and microphones and pigs and you know, and Voxbox and, you know, everything else. It's like, wow, this guy's jack of all trades. But he had some great tones coming out of his keyboard. It's when he was playing sounded good. Great use of dynamics. I don't know if that's being adjusted more through volume pedal control, or through touch and feel in the hands and the fingers. But either way he did, it doesn't really matter. He got great dynamic control. The guitar player and lead vocalist. Well, I'll get to the vocals in a little bit. Guitar playing was slick. It was nice. Nothing stood out like a sore thumb. Everything fit. Everything was in the context of the song. Loved the guitar solo. That riff is going to be stuck in my head, man. That's the hook without question. At least for me it was. I don't know about you guys, but that was the hook for me. As far as the vocal performance goes, it was interesting hearing the staggering vocals. Lead vocalist would sing a line, and then right when he was done singing the line, he would get to a certain point in the line, and then the bass player would enter singing the exact same line about a beat behind him, or 2 beats behind him, to get that effect, that delayed effect. Really cool. I mean, it's better than using a pedal. I'll say that. And they pulled it off well. The timing was spot on it every single time. I kept wondering if the bass player would ever be late coming in or early coming in. Nope, he was right on it. Boom, every time. My only real gripe about this was the vocal harmonies. I give him praise at the same time. I give him all the credit in the world and all the praise for having the courage to do 4-part harmonies. It's not easy. I've been there. I've done it. It is not easy. One person, that's all it takes, is one person to be out. And the more people you add, the more chances you're giving the group as a whole to have one person be out. So I give him all the credit in the world for doing it. And I praise him for attempting it. And for the most part, like 95% of it, or 90% of it, sounded really good. Now, like I said, every time they would start, it was a little out. But they very quickly found it. Like, they very quickly fixed the pitch problem. So by the time they got to the second beat, or to halfway through the second beat, they were in tune. They were in tune. And the next phrase would be fine. It was only when they did the oh, that part was always a little bit out, and it was a different voice each time, is what it sounded like. Now, here's the thing. There is a possibility that they may have been out on purpose. And the reason I'm saying that is because it was consistently out every time. Now, the voicing was different every time too. It was a different voice each time. Sometimes it was the high voice. Sometimes it was the low voice. Sometimes it was the third. Sometimes it was the fifth. You know, it was always different. But it was every time somebody would be out. Now, is there a possibility that they did that on purpose? I didn't used to think so until I listened to Black from Pearl Jam, and I heard the do-do-do-do-do-do-do's intentionally live, out of tune just as much as it was on the recording. So it was intentional. So it makes me wonder, was this intentional because it was consistent? There is that possibility. I'd like to think that was intentional. Why they would do it intentionally, I don't know, but maybe it's to make it memorable, you know, like Pearl Jam did. There is that possibility. And if it was the same voice that was out of tune every single time, I might be more inclined to believe that. But considering the fact that it was a different voice every time, and sometimes it was flat, sometimes it was sharp, it was no consistency to what was out, how much it was out, and where it was out. The only thing that was consistent was when, you know, so is it possible it was consistent? It was intentional. It is. Look, anything's possible in this world. Okay. I give it maybe a 10% chance that it was intentional. Okay, I'm willing to say that it is very possible that it was intentional. I doubt it, but it is possible. No, but overall, I feel it was a really good song. It's not really my cup of tea. It's not something I would ever want to listen to again, probably. But I do see the appeal of the song to a certain genre, a certain audience, a certain niche, a certain demographic, I guess is a good way to put it. I do see the appeal, and if they enjoy it, that's great. That's fantastic. Me personally, not a big fan, but it was still a really good song nonetheless. Well constructed, well executed, well performed. And like I said, some great vamping, some great technique from everybody involved. And that's why it's getting the 7.4. So, 7.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show, and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content is dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.